Hello, Flosstube. I'm Heather. Link is my homeboy. Today is Friday, April 9th, 2021, and this is Flosstube number 36. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for checking me out. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, comment, let me know where you came from. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. I am happy that you like my brand of nonsense. Because that's basically my life is nonsense. So I have recently noticed an uptick in subscribers, and I believe I have a few people to thank for that. Sammy of Sammy J Stitches, Janet of Janet Jabber, and Amy of Sprinklestein Stitches. So thank you, ladies, for giving me a shout out. And if you are new, please let me know where you came from. I do love to make sure I thank anybody who has sent anybody else my way. So, yeah, it's been about a month since I last recorded. So, let me get into why. So the weekend I was supposed to record last time, I ended up sick. So I got some sort of viral gastro thing, which was not fun. And I basically spent the whole weekend miserable, and I don't wish that upon anybody. Feeling much better now, but yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. Then that really explains that. And then life just got busy as far as the last weekend. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and we'll do a month-long update. That's fine. Also in the realm of life updates, my son, Link, lost his first tooth, and he's already got his other tooth basically all the way in. So he was super excited about that though. So Tooth Fairy came, gave him some money, burning a hole in his pocket, but he'll get to spend it eventually. And I think the last update, which I'm most excited about, is next Wednesday, my husband and I will be going and getting our vaccines. So they finally opened it up to 30 and older in Indiana. And we got set up to go. I actually live in Indianapolis, and we've got the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here, which is where the Brickyard 400 and the Indy 500 take place. And they're doing basically a drive-through thing. So we thought that was perfect because we can both go, get it done at the same time. The kids will be in their car seats. So, but yeah, on Wednesday we are getting it done, and it is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So one and done, boom, go. So super excited about that. That makes me feel a lot better about going to StitchCon in June. I'm StitchCon weekend A, and so if you're going and you'll be at weekend A, then yay! I'll be so excited to see all of you. I am rooming with Holly of Stitchy Pros, who hasn't recorded in a while, but I think she's supposed to again soon. But she is Stitchy Pros on Instagram too. So we are rooming together at La Quinta, which is that's where the first StitchCon was held, and they're the ones who have the late night stitching. But yeah, so we've been talking back and forth about when we're coming in and things like that. I've got a rental car set up, got the hotel done, starting to think about whips I'm going to take. Whips, for those of you that may have stumbled upon this channel organically, whips are whips in progress. Yeah, Heather, good job. Whips are works in progress. So it means an item that you have started already and it is in progress. I know whips is not specific to cross stitch. It can be any sort of something you're making. But yeah. So already trying to get an idea of the whips I'll be taking. Started going through and trying to find stuff I'm going to destash for the freebie table, thinking about what I want to display. So it's really starting to get exciting. And like I said, all that said, because I'm getting my vaccine. So yeah. I think that's it as far as life updates. Nothing too much else exciting. The weather, I think, has really turned to spring here in Indiana. We've had a lot more nicer, warmer days. We've had some rain too, of course, because it's spring in the Midwest, and that's what happens. But yeah, now that I've blathered on for 5.5 minutes about nothing to do with cross stitch, let's get into cross stitch. So first, I'm going to start off with the Under 1,000 Subs Club. This is the brainchild of me and Carrie of Carrie and Stitches and Sarah King of Our Stitching Kingdom. We wanted to put a focus on channels who haven't hit that magic number of 1,000 subscribers. So because YouTube gives you lots more perks at 1,000, like you get your community tab, you get the ability to make live videos, you can monetize if you want to. Not that any of us are making bank off of Flosstube, but yeah, I wanted to go ahead and do my shout outs. I've kind of done it as far as I'm going to do 2 per video. Today I'm going to do 4 because this should have been a second video if I hadn't been sick. So the first one I want to shout out is, funny enough, Amy of Sprinklestein Stitches. I know that she had shouted me out and gotten on board with this, and I hadn't gotten a chance to add her to my list yet. So she is a Jersey girl. She definitely does longer videos. You're looking at probably about 40 minutes minimum. And I know that people love that. So I love them when I have the time for them. Sometimes I don't have time for a 40-minute video, even on 2x speed. But when I do have the time, I do like to sit down with her and listen to her chat. She gets very life updatey at the beginning, which is good. I love hearing about people's lives. So especially with the fact that I'm not hearing about people's lives in person currently because there's still a pandemic, and I love hearing her talk about her life and what's going on. And even if it's like in her most recent video, not always good news, and I'm so sorry, Amy. But hopefully it's on an uptick here. And she stitches kind of a mix of everything. And she does some of her own color conversions and funky fabrics and stuff like that. And I like sitting down. It's kind of like sitting down with an old friend. I feel like she's this is me, here's what you get. And I really like it, and I don't understand why she doesn't have more subscribers. So go check her out, please. Next up, I would like to shout out Shelley of Shelly Keyxstitch. She's a California girl. Don't ask what that accent is. I don't know. I think it was supposed to be Valley Girl, and it didn't come out that way. She's not a Valley Girl anyway, but at least she doesn't sound like one. But Shelley is awesome. She is eclectic. She stitches modern, she stitches prim, she stitches samplers, she stitches small full coverages, she stitches frosted pumpkin. I mean, she stitches a little bit of everything. And she also is just absolutely hilarious, and I love talking to her. Next up, I would like to shout out Shannon of Stitchy Shannon 85. I'll try not to gush because I absolutely love Shannon. She is one of my best Stitchy pals, and she lives in Canada. She definitely is a multi-craftual. Is that the phrase we're using now? She's a multi-crafter. She does stitching, diamond painting, crochet. She sews. She makes amazing project bags and things like that, which I do have some of in my haul. So I'll get to that when I get to the haul section. And she is just a nice person. She is absolutely one of the most selfless and nicest people I've ever met in my life, honestly. And you should be watching her. So, and let's see, my fourth one, last and certainly not least, is Megan of Wide-Eyed Stitching Child. She is, or no, Wide-Eyed Stitch. I'm going to put all their names on the screen because I am not good at handles. She lives in New England somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but she lives in New England somewhere, and she stitches a lot of stuff I've never really seen. Her style is very prim, but spooky. She really likes morning pieces. That's morning, M-O-U-R, and kind of creepy pieces. But she also has other stuff that's not creepy at all. And she is a very quiet soul. She's just chill. Like, I love sitting and listening to her talk about her stitching. She also does, she either knits or crochets something with yarn, and I do know the difference. I just don't remember exactly off the top of my head what she does. So I apologize, Megan, if you watch. I don't know if you watch. But yeah, so please go check out all four of those ladies. I will have their channels linked down below. And like I said, I will have put their names on the screen because I'm bad at channels. I'm bad at channel names. So now we can get into the actual stitching. And you guys, I have a little bit of everything. I have an FFO, which is a fully finished object. Like I said, it's like this, where you take your stitching and you turn it into something for display. I have FOs, which are finished objects, which means you've completed your stitching. You just haven't done anything with it yet. I have WIPs, again, works in progress. I have a couple of new starts. I have plans. I have haul. So let's get into it. So first up, my finish. And this, or my FFO, this is an old finish. I think I finished this, I didn't look it up. I finished it in, I want to say 2018 or 2019. This was a stitching quest challenge from Stitchering is the company. It was they have these little what they call quests. They're contests basically to see who can stitch things the fastest, and you get points and you can cash it in for free stuff from their website. And I just did a small cube finish on it. I felt like a finish, and I had some cubes and some new ribbons and stuff, and I wanted to play with them. So this is done on, I think it's a 14 count, like light pink Aida with a variegated something. And I think it's DMC, and then the heart in there is metallic. And I just put it on a cube here with some fabric I got at, I believe, Aldi. And this adorable burlap ribbon that has lace on it as well. I believe I got that at the Dollar Tree, which is a dollar store here in the States. And made a little bow and put it on top. I love these cube finishes because it doesn't require like any sewing skills, and because all you do is you just pin everything together with pins, and then if later you decide to change it, you can just take it apart and refinish somewhere else. But yeah, so I know it's poorly timed, like finishing it in March or early April or whatever, but you know, it's okay. A finish is a finish. Next up, FOs, finished objects. I had 4 finishes. They're all smalls, but a finish is a finish. This is Strutting Tom from Lindy Stitches. This was a market release in 2019. And I got the full kit, so he'll be turned into a pincushion. I just have to like actually try and figure that out, or see if someone can do it for me and find out how much that costs. This is done with all the kit stuff. So aside from the DMC, they didn't provide DMC in the kit, which is fine. I have a full set, so no big deal. But yeah, he's cute. I love him. Big old boy. He's a big boy. Next up, this is HandsOn Designs favorite brew. It was a freebie they released at Market when she released her whatever the Halloween things. I don't remember what the set was called. I'm an idiot. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, so I started this in May of 2020 when I did my Halloween Ornamania and got it all finished. Now mine looks a little different because I made these books, I made it look like this was the spine of the book as opposed to like being written on the bottom of the books. And I did some beads for the little scattered stitches up there instead of, I think it was metallic is what it was called for. So, yeah, happy to have that one done. And this is done on a 28 count Lugana from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. No color name or anything. Next up, I finished the March installment of the Snowflower Diaries Joyful World Sal. And I'm just doing the centerpieces. I'm not doing the borders. And I'm stitching them all on 20 count with Stash Dive flosses. So very happy with that. This is a 20 count, I think it's called Pale Blush Ada. It looks, it's not looking very pink there, but it is pinker in person. I didn't know if putting it next to my pink shirt would cause the pink to come out. No, okay, never mind. And last but certainly not least, and this is funny because so Corey of, what's their name on Instagram? The Craft Jack, I believe, passed this along to me. I have no idea when, 2019 probably. And it took me forever to get it stitched apparently. And it's really funny because it's a tiny pattern. This is Sit a Spell from Notforgotten Farms. And there's that. I just picked a couple greens and some, you know, I ran out of the color that I used up here for the dark. So I just picked a random blue for Spell. I thought that looked kind of funky. But yeah. And this is on a mystery 14 count Ada. I don't know where it came from. But that'll be another cute little ornament for my Halloween tree. So yeah, that's all my finishes. And for whips, I have a lot to talk about because it's been a while. So first up, Atlantis. This was a kit from Owl Forest Embroidery. So I'm using kit fabric, which the margins are kind of meh, and all the kit flosses. And there's where I am. So I am now all the way over to the far, if you're facing the piece, it's the far left edge. I haven't done everything up at the top or at the bottom, obviously, but I have made it all the way over to that border. So this is the end. So got the seahorses, because I want to say last time I showed you, I had gotten this seahorse either done or almost done. So everything over here and this big ass house down here or castle or whatever you want to call it, that's all been done since the last time you saw it. And this is it's a 32 count Murano that came with the kit. Blue something. I don't know what color they call it. I pulled out another one of my, and I don't know exactly what order I stitched any of these. in. I pulled out another one of my Mania ornaments, and this is called Spiderweb Mandala from Punochka. And I'm doing it on a piece of 32 count Lugana in Vampiric from Under the Sea Fabrics with DMC. And it, like, I'm doing the colors, the same color scheme, but I did brighten up the colors of the green and the purple because the called for ones were not showing up very well. They didn't pop on the pink very well. So finished all the outside, got a little bit more black to do. Maybe a couple more days on this and it would be done. It's just because it's a symmetrical design, I gotta make sure I get it right, and that's slows me down with stitching. Next up, we have Spring Hedgehog from Kulakova Stitch, and I affectionately call him Rupert. And this is being done on 32 count Jobolin in Petunia from Color and Cotton. And I now have all of the, now because this is a Russian or Ukrainian, I don't know exactly where it's from. I think it's Russia because the email addresses are U, so I'm assuming it's Russia. Because it's one of the, you know, the Russian Ukrainian patterns, which look beautiful when done. They're very labor intensive and they use a lot of fractionals and blended threads and half stitches and full stitches and everything like that. I do have all of the full crosses done on this first page. Now it's basically divided into fourths. And so this is where the first page cuts off there, and it kind of cuts off like here-ish. But that's all of the full crosses from that first page. So that's pretty close to the color of the fabric. So, and he was part of my Daily 30 Zombie Run, which is the year-long event in Cheryl of Tranquil Stitch's Daily 30 group. And so he got, I don't know, about 1,200 stitches this month. Now, I did take him off of my zombie run because I have a couple of other, I have another project that I want to get some progress done on. So, Amanda, hair, don't get mad at me. But yeah, so I've got another project that I've stuck in his place, and as soon as I get done with that project, then I'll pop him back in there. Or if I finish something else on the zombie run. Next up, we have Stitches Through the Years, Like a Cherry Blossom. And I'll show you as soon as my needle minders get off one another. All right, there we go. I now have my first page finished. I don't know if I had that finished last time, but I did some more work on the border here. And I think I did something funny when I started or whatever, because this is going to be, I think I still need to go over to make one of these. I think I need to go over there to do a yellow flower again. So like I'm going to end up with a shorter margin on this side than I really wanted, but whatever. And this is done on a piece of 32 count Lugana in Spring Breeze from Mystic Fabrics. It's a beautiful purple fabric. It's a little deep, it's a little warmer than is showing up on the screen there, but right now I have a full color and cotton conversion going on here. And I'm taking the big ass alphabet out at the top and the big ass house at the bottom, so it's going to be significantly shorter than called for, but I don't really like alphabets or big ass houses. So there's that. Also got out, this was called for Whip Go. This is HandsOn Designs Fa-La-La-Mingo. And I'm doing this on 32 count Games fabric from Mystic Fabrics. Games Fabrics means like when she does tests for new colors and things like that, she often puts any missed dyes or colors she doesn't like or stuff that didn't turn out or whatever on her Facebook group, and we play the fabric games, kind of like the Hunger Games, you know, may the odds be ever in favor and all that. And it's this beautiful like mint green color. It's a little deeper than what's showing on screen, but yeah. So I had to frog the original pink that I put in there because it matched too close to the flamingo that I was going to use for the main part of the bodies. So I picked a different pink. I don't remember what this is called, but yeah, got all this scarf work done here, got some more done with the berries and the branches and stuff. So move right along on that. And I did some more work on the April installment of the Snowflower Diaries Joyful World Sal. So there's a bunny there. He doesn't have a face yet, but there's a bunny and the part of the tree over there. So still got plenty of work to do, but it'll be done fairly soon. I wanted to have it done by the end of March and get May and June done this month, but I guess we'll see. This needle minder is from Carrie of Carrie and Stitches. It says, dogs make me happy, humans make my head hurt. I don't have any dogs yet, but we're in the process of trying to get a dog. So, and last but certainly not least on my whips, this is Antique Celtic Sampler, Carrie, from Elizabeth Needleworks Designs. And I just call it affectionately Here There Be Monsters. So I got to do the last time you guys saw it was probably my whip parade at the beginning of the year or end of last year. And I've got, this is my favorite part of the design, and I got to do him, the sea serpent here. And then this motif down here, and then all these letters here I've done. So here, there, everywhere. Monsters. Oh. I'm in a mood today, guys. I don't know. So yeah, that's it as far as whips. Plans. So I am planning on participating in Stitch Mania this year. So Stitch Mania is the brainchild of Katie and Garrett of the Stitch Mania Facebook group, which, if you weren't aware, they are shutting it down at the end of May this year. So June 1, it's gone. Just too much time, you know, lives are busy, things like that. So in 2015, they started what they call Stitch Mania, Maynia, in the month of May. I believe originally it was, the original idea was 15 new starts in the month of May in 2015. And it just has kind of exploded from there to different ways. Some people do Monogamania, where they work on one project all through the month of May and try and see how much progress they can get. Some people do a full May of starts, so 31 starts. Some people do, I've seen Mirabilia Mania, where they only work on Miras. I've seen, like I did last year, I did Ornamania. So I think I did 15 ornaments, and, you know, started one like every couple of days. And there's so many variations out there for how people do it. And with this being the last, like, officially sanctioned Mania, I kind of want to do it. And I was thinking, what would I want to do? Do I want to do starts? Do I want to do another Ornamania? Do I want to do, you know, like, what do I want to do? And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Frosted Pumpkin Mania. Now, Stitchy Shannon 85 did one of those last year, I think. She did a whole bunch of Frosted Pumpkin starts. And so I kind of did the same thing. I recently kitted up a bunch of stuff, and a lot of those were Frosted Pumpkin, but then I've also bought some more Frosted Pumpkin. There's other Frosted Pumpkin patterns that I haven't started. So I was thinking of doing, I'll start as many Frosted Pumpkin pieces as I can until I have a total of 50 whips, which sounds a little extreme. But I think because most of them are smalls, I think my anxiety will be okay with it. So 50 whips sounds like a lot of whips, but it'll be nice to have them started. And most of them are small, so a couple of days of work and I can get them out of my whip pile and into finish mode. So I do have quite a few. I've been working on kitting them up. Most of them, I believe all of them have any sort of specialty flosses I'm going to do. So if I'm doing any sort of color conversion or anything like that. And I will probably do a special edition video closer to the end of the month with anything that I do plan to start. So in the meantime, I would like to try and get caught up with my Mania goals. Or not Mania goals, I'm sorry. My WhipGo goals, which WhipGo is a game that Jessie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff started, where it's basically bingo, but WhipGo instead, WIPGO. And each month she draws 2 numbers and you set whatever goals and you try and complete those goals. For me, I have 2 boards. I have a board of smalls and a board of large projects. So a large project might have a page finish. A small project is like all the ones on my small board, they're all finishes. So I would like to be caught up with all the way up to the April goals, which on my small board, I think I have like 3 to catch up on. And on my large board, I have, I want to say April and then 1 from each of the other months. So I'm going to try and get some of that stuff done. And that's it as far as plans, really. I would like to just keep up with the WhipGo stuff and do the zombie run stuff and just try and get my whip count down a little bit so that when it comes time for Mania, I can start more of those projects. So last thing is haul. This might get a little lengthy because I had a couple of big packages come in. So if you don't like haul, that's fine. You can peace out. No big deal. You won't hurt my feelings. If you want to see all the pretties I got, stick around. Okay. It was bothering me seeing that in the corner of the frame here. All right. So first up, I got my fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics. This is a 32 count Lugana in the color Chinchilla. Very nice mottled gray. It's got kind of a bluish undertone to it, which isn't really showing through here. Really, really great modeling. Can't wait to find something to put on that. Oh, wait. I forgot my new starts. Oof. Well, I hope you didn't peace out. I hope you guys stuck around to see my new starts. If I can find them. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, so I talked about nothing but Frosted Pumpkin in a lot of this video, and yet I forgot to mention that the Cozy Cafe sale finally started. That's their stitch along for this year. And I've already got the first installment done. So it's got cafe menu up at the top there. And the first one is a raspberry mocha in this adorable little panda mug. And that's the needle minder for this Sal. And then I picked up another one. I don't know what Sal this is actually for, if it was, but it looks like a little like candy cane, peppermint, something. So, and this is 32 count Lugana in Legacy. Oh, right. It wasn't on there because this was a piece that had somebody else's stuff on it, and I frogged it because this is kind of the perfect, I wanted like an orangey brown color. This is an orangey brown color. So, yeah, started that. And then, can't believe I forgot menu starts. I have notes, okay? I have notes. How do I forget something? And then Deanna of Darling and Whimsy Designs and Erin of Two Martini Stitcher, we all started, a few other people too, the spring hair etching. It was the chocolate bunny Sal. Started this on the Friday before Easter, which I think is Good Friday. I don't know, I'm not religious. And this was in the 2020 spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And yes, I tore my magazine up. And kind of looks like a creepy dinosaur or a creepy bird, or, you know, not a bunny because it doesn't have ears. But yeah, this is a piece of 32 count Lugana in Reflection from Mystic Fabrics. And I'm using a couple of Color and Cotton colors. So for the brown in the piece, I'm using Silt, which is a nice variegated brown. I really like the color variation you're seeing in there. And the pink is going to be Cherry Fizz. So, I mean, I didn't need another new start, but when Deanna says let's stitch a bunny for Easter, then you stitch a bunny for Easter. Okay, so I'm officially done with all this stitching stuff, and now I'm in haul, and I hope that people who left aren't upset that they didn't get to see my new starts. So I got my Expo order. So, and I'm throwing it on the floor. I was modest in my purchases. I bought Thistle the Highland Coo from Lindy Stitchy. This is part of the Moo the Merrier campaign thing they did where everybody was designing cows. I love that Michelle went with a Highland cow instead of the standard black and white American cow. I don't know, regular bovine. Ink Circles Coffee Time. That dog is absolutely random, but I love it anyway. I don't necessarily like the color theme on this. I'm gonna replace probably gonna replace like the oranges and blues with green and something else. And also Lindy Stitch's Jackalopian Tapestry. So I used to live in Wyoming. I spent 8 years of my life there, from like the age of like 1 to the age of 9, somewhere around there. And I have family out in Wyoming. And the jackalope is a mythical creature originating in that area. So there was a pool that we actually went to in a nearby town when I lived there called Jackalope Plunge. So there you go. Fun, interesting life background information. So, and I also got the charm pack for the Summer House Stitchworks Hands-On Design collaboration, the French Kitchen, because I do plan to get those patterns eventually. and that I wanted to get the charm packs so that I could have those when I finish them, whenever I get them and stitch them and finish them, which might be in 12,000 years, but who cares? So many patterns, not enough time to stitch all of them. Sorry for the rustling. And Stephanie of VintageSewGal. I'll put it on the screen. She recently finished Ink Circle's Little Alien Schoolgirl, and she offered to pass it to me when she was done. So I'm super excited to get going on this. This is just the funniest thing. And if you haven't, like, if you didn't know, there's like a whole series of blog posts on the Ink Circles blog that goes into like everything to do with this. So I'm going to link it below. So I highly suggest you go and take a look at it. And whenever I get this, we're going to make this a traveling stitching project. So whenever I get done with it in however long, I'll be passing it along to somebody. So she also sent me this Karen faded linen impressions. It's a 50% wool, 50% silk. I think it's normally supposed to be, let me see, 1 strand over 2 threads on 24 and 28 even weave. Okay, so it is like I think it's really supposed to be used more for like tapestry work or what, needlepoint, that's what I'm thinking of. But it's a nice, it's called faded linen. So it'll be nice to use that. I might even try and put it to use in this piece since it came along with it. So, oh, and Deanna of Darling Whimsy Designs sent me a little postcard just as a hey, hi, how are you doing, which that was nice. It's got a little it's an Owl Forest embroidery. It's got a pattern on it. It's like a heart and it's got bees in it. So I could think of a couple people I could stitch that for. And then this, oh, okay. So do we all know what Stitch Asia is? Cause it's I'm saying brainchild a lot in this video. It's the brainchild of Abby Bella Stitch. So in March, she was saying, let's focus on Asian designers and Asian patterns and patterns with Asian themes and Asian dyers and Asian, charter or designers. And, so any way you could tie it into Asia. And we were stitching under the hashtag Stitch Asia, but now it's kind of a permanent thing. Kind of like, the diversity and inclusion Sal, and what's the other one? I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, so there's a lovely lady on Instagram who during this time was making bags and giving them away, and they were Asian themed, and her name is Alexis. And I will put her hashtag handle on here because I can't remember exactly what it is. Again, I told you I'm bad about handles. And I won one of them, which was it was really exciting that I did because it was my favorite of all the ones she made. And here it is. Look at this fabric. Is that not just gorgeous? And then this accent fabric up here, it's shiny. It's got it's sparkly like the leopard cheetah, whatever this animal is. I absolutely love it. And it's all lined on side with that one too. And this, This zipper pull is beautiful. My camera's over here. This zipper pull is beautiful too. It's a black faceted stone, like wire wrapped. I don't know if she made the zipper pull herself too, but Alexis, thank you. I don't know if you watch Flosstube or anything like that, but thank you if you do. I love it, and I'm excited to put something in it. And what else? What else? What else? What else? There was a grab bag sale again at Color and Cotton, and I've lost my fabrics. Anyway, there was a grab bag sale and I bought some and I don't know where they are. Y'all, I swear, I'm usually much more organized than this. Oh, I found it. Here we go. They were stuck with other haul. So I did the even weave option, and I got this like reddish, orangish, pinkish color. I got this like beigey grayish, and I got this purpley gray. So I think this one's Jobelin, and I think these other two are Lagana. Or no, maybe I got two Jobelins. I don't know. They're fun. I'm going to find something for them. And I also like to check out under the floss, there's a limited edition section. And occasionally she has like colors that don't have names, you know, stuff like that. And I picked up a skein of whatever this limited edition is. It's a very nice, it's not nearly as blue as it's looking there. It's more green, but it's got some good variegation, and I'm sure I'll find something for it. This is a big package of Threads Entwined D-Stash. So Trish of Threads Entwined was trying to make room for new patterns, and she closed her storefront either last year or the year before. I want to say 2019. And so obviously she's working out of home, and she needed to make room for stuff. So I bought stuff. Lots of stuff. I'm not going to make a big deal out of all of it. I'm just going to BL's Moth, Kathy Barrick. HandsOn Designs, well-rounded perennial pinwheels. Barbara Designs, I give you my heart. Little House Needleworks coffee menu. Beach Dance from Lindy Stitches. Stocking Stuffers from Lindy Stitches. Sewn in Friendship from Plum Street Samplers. And also Sewn in Friendship from Heartstring Samplery. These were companion pieces to one another. Teresa Kogut, Fox and Friend. The Drama Llama Sampler from Bendy Stitchy. Festive Little Fobs Coffee from Heartstring Samplery. Festive Little Fobs Woodland from Heartstring Samplery. Lindy Stitch's Bunny Lace Trio. Plum Street Samplers Tomato Dame. Jeanette Douglas Letters from Mom Monthly Letter August. And it came with floss. Look at that peacock. HandsOn Designs Autumn Skies. And then for this one I gotta open the bag because it's a few heart and hand. Whoop, drop some beads here. Heart and Hand Dazzlin' Deer. Heart and Hand The Owl Sings. And this one says, when the owl sings, the night goes silent. Heart in Hand Heartwear. This is Pocket Round Bee. And Heart in Hand Heartwear Pocket Round Crow. And Heart in Hand Patchwork Crow. And it says, share your harvest to give meaning to life and peace to your heart. And it comes with the buttons. So yeah, there were other things that I did try to claim during her de-stash, and they were scooped up by other people, which is probably good because I'm never going to live long enough to stitch everything I bought anyway. Okay. And I know I gushed about her a little bit earlier, but I want to gush about Shannon again. So keyword is Shannon for this video. Drink every time you hear her name. So she sent me a package absolutely chock full of stuff. So she passed along to me a stack of fabric. Some of this is like even weave, Lugana that she doesn't prefer to stitch on. She sent me some 40 count that she decided she didn't like and I've never tried. She sent me some scraps of stuff. Like she sent me a giant ass pile of fabric. The piece I used for Cozy Cafe, that came from this pile of fabric. She also passed along the Spooked Mystery Sampler from Lizzie Kate, along with all the flosses, or most of the flosses anyway. And it comes with all the embellishments. It's got 1, 2, and 3. She sent me a lovely card. I know it says Christmas wishes, but it doesn't matter. And then, you may have seen this on her Instagram, because I know that there was some fighting in the comments over it. Not real fighting, like we were all playing. But she had posted a picture of this, and some people had mentioned that, you know, they wanted to buy it and stuff like that. But it's this bag. It's got this fabulous Animal Crossing fabric. Except for this guy up here, Pytro is creepy, and you know, Adele, that's why you like him, because you're creepy. But Isabel, Flick, my man Flick, I love Flick. And Flora, and Gulliver, and Tom Nook the Crook. So, and then the zipper pull on here is a fossil. And then, I don't remember what these are called. All sewn together or something like that bags. But you open it up, and I've got it all stuffed full. But you open it up, and there's compartments, 1, 2, 3, 4 open compartments, and 3 with zippers. And she coordinated it with another Animal Crossing fabric. It's got balloons and twigs and fossils and shells and presents and, you know, all this other tickets. And so this is now my notions pouch for all my stitching stuff, and it all fits in this little thing here. So I've got all my needles, all my scissors, my Ort jar, or my Ort bag, whatever, you know, threaders, beading needles, stuff like that, all in here. And so this just sits next to me on the couch when I stitch, and I have it open and just grab all my stuff and whatever. But then, of course, she didn't stop there. She made me a, I don't know what to call it, but it holds your bobbins for like I don't know, a bobbin house or something like that. And there's another row down here too. And this is some rainbow Starbucks iced coffee goodness. I am a basic bitch, and I love me a Starbucks iced coffee. So, and then she also made me a project bag with axolotl fabric. I'm sorry if you're wearing headphones and I just screamed at your ear. I'm so sorry. But yeah, look at those freaking axolotls. Oh my God, they're so cute. And this awesome pink interior fabric. And yeah, so I think she also included some edible goodies, but this was like a month ago, and I've eaten them, I'm sure. But like I said, Shannon is absolutely one of the nicest, kindest, most giving people I have ever had the pleasure of being friends with. And she, like, it's just, like, everything in here was just so personalized to me. And I definitely cried when I got this package. So, and I think I want to say it also came at, like, I was having a really difficult week or a couple of weeks or whatever. And so I'm going to gush over Shannon again. I love her. So again, Stitchy Shannon 85. Make sure you're friends with her. Make sure that you go watch her and follow her on Instagram. And just in general, bring that person into your life because she is amazing. So on that note, I will go ahead and end this almost hour-long video. And I hope to be back in a couple of weeks because I don't like doing hour-long videos and I don't like all the cleanup that's associated with it and all the junk that sits out. So I will see you guys again in a couple of weeks. Take care of yourselves. Happy stitching. Bye.